this video, I want to talk about some important lessons about things that you maybe thought in the past or have done in the past, how you feel today, and what you're going to do in the future. So that's why this video is called The Past, the Present, and the Future. One of the things that when we grow up is obviously we have parents and they tell us what we can do or can't do. And then we have a boss, and the boss tells us what we're allowed to do or shouldn't do. And then we start, living our lives, and, our wife tells you can't do this or do that. And sometimes in life, you just have to realize you don't need anybody's approval to do what you want to do, okay? And that's very, very important to know, because sometimes we get caught up in life and we feel like, oh, well, it's going to look bad, or somebody's going to say something about it or whatever. But if there's something inside of you, a burning desire, you don't need anybody's approval, okay? You can do it, and you should do it, because you are you and you must do what's inside of you, okay? Then the next thing is you need a motivating vision. You need something that you can make happen, okay? And what you need to realize is that no one is really better than you, and no one is really smarter than you. In German, we have a saying, it's called alle kochen nur mit Wasser, which means everybody is boiling their food only with boiling water and nothing else. There's no secret ingredient, okay? If you watch the movie Kung Fu Panda, for example, there is this message that you just need to believe in yourself, okay? There is no secret to success, and that is true in life, and that's something that once you realize that everyone, even if you think they're better, or if they, talk fancier, everyone has the same kind of tools, and everybody's just a person or human. Everybody has their shortcomings. Everybody has ups and downs. Sometimes people are better at hiding them, but whatever someone else has done, you can do as well. So you don't need anybody's approval, and you are not, you're smarter, just as smart as everybody else, and nobody knows more than you, okay? You are just the same, on the same level. If you want to go to the top, you need to make a decision to become the best and to go to the top. And most people never do that. And I was once at a seminar of a hedge fund manager, and he said to us the following thing. He said that the reason why he's so good in his job and why he's considering himself the best is because only 15% of all people in any kind of industry are good, and 85% are average or below average or bad or terrible in that job. And he said the only reason why someone is doing better than someone else is because they make the decision to get to the top, okay? Now, if you make a decision, that comes with consequences, which means you need to learn everything there is to learn about your industry. You need to be highly self-disciplined. You need to set goals. You need to work harder, and so forth. So making a decision, and a real decision, is what is going to separate you from the masses, okay? Let's say you start out as a salesperson, and today, that salesperson, you make $50,000 per year, okay? Now, but then there's salespeople that make $500,000 per year. And the one thing is that you need to realize is that even though today you're only making $50,000 per year, the person who makes $500,000 per year once was exactly at the same point in time like you are today. And the only reason why they got from here to here is because they made the decision to become better. They made the decision to want to get better, okay? And if you have in your industry people who make that kind of money, and you're making that kind of money, for example, go ask them. Ask them what they have done, how they got there, and you know what's interesting? They will tell you, okay? So go ask people and learn from them. And if someone tells you, and here's another important thing, someone tells you, oh, you should read this book, and you say, oh, okay, and what else? No. Go and read that book, okay? If someone is giving you advice, you need to follow it, okay? Not think there is a faster or quicker way. Sometimes that's exactly what you need to do, which is going to help you from getting from A to B. When you try to start a new business, getting started is the most important thing, and here's why. Let's say you want to start a furniture business, okay? And you have the best furniture there is around. But for some reason, your furniture doesn't really sell, okay? People are not buying your furniture. And you start to lose money. But then by some, chance, you find out that, there's a way of getting used furniture from people, let's say, who have died or something like that, and you're able to get it cheap to restore it and then to sell it. And for some reason, that used furniture is going to sell, and it's selling, and it makes a profit. But you would have never found that way or that new business opportunity if you hadn't started in the first place with your original idea. So getting started is often the key to success. It doesn't mean that your initial strategy is the right way, but if you hadn't started, you're never going to find out what else is in that industry or how else you are able to make some money. You need momentum in the beginning. You need little successes. You need to be able to move forward. And sometimes just getting started, starting small and then finishing big is huge. And I want to encourage you to read two books. One is from the founder of Starbucks, is one cup of it at a time, by Howard Schultz. And the second one is by Fred DeLuca, the founder of Subway, and it's called Start Small, Finish Big. And those are very, very inspirational books. And whenever you're starting your business, I would highly, highly recommend you reading those books. What does personal success for you look like? Just because there are prettier people, it doesn't mean that you're ugly. Just because there are skinnier people, it doesn't mean that you're fat. And just because there are smarter people doesn't mean that you're dumb. And just because there are more successful people doesn't mean that you're unsuccessful. So people constantly feel bad or inferior because they keep comparing themselves to other people. And you need to define, what does it mean for you to be successful? And what does it mean for you to be happy? Maybe you don't need to have millions of dollars to be in a good place, but maybe there's a few things that are right for you, and you need to define what those are, okay? But the one thing I also want to encourage you is to be unique, because if you're constantly trying to fit in, if you're constantly trying to be like everybody else, the world will never know how amazing you can be, okay? So be weird, be special, be random, be yourself. And maybe not everybody's going to love you, but the right kind of people are going to love you. The right kind of people are going to be attracted to you or to your service or to your product. So you can't make everybody happy because that's not possible. But you need to find out what is right for you and then go do that. If you're going through a crisis in your life, or things are not really the way they should be, then often all you need to do is you need to improve one area. And if you've improved that area really well, then everything else will be positive as well. And this is very true, for example, if you go exercise. So if you go exercise, you will have more energy, you will feel better, you will be more positive, and you will look better, you will have more self-confidence. And then this is an influence on your relationship with your partner, on work, the relationship with your family, your children. And just improving one area will improve other things as well. And another thing that's just as true is when it comes to making money. So sometimes just making more money, selling more, earning more is also a tool to make yourself feel better again. And not because of the money, because money is a tool, but it can help you, let's say, to improve your relationship. If you're constantly stressed and you're not moving forward, let's say your wife is constantly stressed because she's worried about how to pay the bills, then what do you need to do? put your whole heart into making more money, into working. And then you can take her out. You can take her to a nicer place, let's say a longer weekend, and you can make sure that she has less stress and so forth. So making money is going to improve your life. In 95% of the cases, I realized that making more money is going to help improve your life. So focus on that. And so in general, in order to feel better, sometimes you need to pick one area, work on that, and you will see how everything else will improve as well. And finally, I want to encourage you to write down your personal mission statement, which means, most businesses have a mission statement. Is what do they stand for, or what do they want to achieve, or who they want to be known for, what do they want to be known for. And the same can be true for you, for your life. So make a list, and I'm going to give you an example of my personal mission statement, which is be the best father and husband that you can be, always be honest with yourself and others, always act with integrity, be a happy and positive person, listen to your intuition, be strong and disciplined, never compromise your own values, help and support your family and people in need, have a sense of humor, be courageous in every situation, don't be afraid of anything, always be an entrepreneur and live accordingly, always be free and independent, keep learning and growing constantly, have faith in life, and don't be afraid of your own path and what God has in store for you. Don't compromise who you are just because of money or status. Never sell yourself for career, money, love, or social status, because you can still keep your integrity and still get what you desire from life. So that's kind of like my mission statement. Now, what does yours look like? Okay, what do you stand for? What don't you stand for? What do you ideally want to become? What kind of person do you want to become? What kind of character traits do you want to have? And what traits do you admire in other people even? And maybe you don't have them, but you want to have them. What values are important to you and what things are not important to you? And the clearer you can define your personal mission statement, the better you can draw out your life's mission. And I want to encourage you to do just that. And once you are clear about what it is that you want and who you are, then you're ready to make a comeback.